just wait till 8 to begin formally for this session, and just set up some technical things first before I begin. So if you're here, hello. And yeah, I just need to handle some things. So today's session is a group session that we'll be having, and hold on, let me see. Okay, so I will be starting at 8 o'clock, so there's still 2 more minutes. And so today's session is a group session again, and the topic will be actually leap into believing in yourself. So because there isn't a request that anyone have posted, so I tuned in with Source to determine what's the best for today for everyone as a group as well. So just let me do some technical things. I'll wait for another 1 minute for people to come in the session. Yeah, hold on, let me do some technical. It's a new live format, it seems, for Facebook that I'm trying to work with. So let me take a look at this. 1 more minute. So let me see. Hello, hi, Anusha, and hello, Gisela. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock, so let me start now. So let's see. Okay. So this session, if anyone would like to join in for this session, just let me know. I have to take a look at another screen for the comments. So just let me. Okay. Yeah, so if you're joining in, please let me know so I can add you in the session. If you're not in for the live session that I'm doing right now, and you're watching this much later, you can still join in, but just let me know so I can add you in energetically, and you are able to receive the healing. So, hi. Okay, so I'll add both of you in. Currently, both of you are present. And if anyone else is here, just let me know. I'm just starting the session soon. So today's session is about leaping into believing in yourself, and it will be a very special session. So after this session, I believe next week I will still do another one. You can make a request about a topic or work you want to do, and just leave it down in the comments, and I'll take a look with spirit whether if it's the best for group as a whole to do it. And okay, so I'll I'll start the session right now. everyone's team is very present. I actually can feel both of your team, and the joy, the happiness energy is very present. So I will start the session right now. And as I do the session in real time, you can lay down on your bed, you can sit, you can meditate while listening to this and going through with me for the entire session. So yeah, I will begin right now. If you are here and you would like to join in, please let me know. During the session as I'm doing as well, you can still join in. So I'm going to start right now. So me, my team, working with your team. So all of your teams are present and spirit as well. Spirit will oversee for the entire process and your team as well. So I will now ask, people who would like to join in to make an intention to join in this session to work with your spiritual team of light as well as spirit. And I will guide you through the process energetically as well. So you make that connection with your team and with spirit and entering this safe space. So I will right now just take a look with your team and with spirit, what's the best. So me, my team working with your team meanwhile as well will invite in the best divine beings of light, ascended masters for this session as needed, that your team of light is guiding for me and your team to work during this session. So your team right now is looking over your soul's growth journey process and determining this main topic of the session that we're doing today. What is the best for you to work on as a group in general, and as well as for people who are not here in a live session. So I'm talking to you. They will do the work because I'm connected with spirit and trying to pick up on the best things as well as looking at individual things. So a lot of seeing going on right now, trying to convey to each and every one of you the best that I can. So the main message is really touching upon the feminine energy for every one of us, and believing in yourself has a lot of it's actually in the feminine energy domain, believing, and it has the point of excess of joy, happiness, of harmony in your life. Because the thing is that your teams are saying when you feel you don't believe in things really don't work out for you. It's one core energy, it's one core belief, BELIEF, that you deep down you know that you need to do to make things happen, to believe that you can do it even. And if you are not centered on that energy, you will realize that things don't really work out for you. And that is sometimes some people, when you make it through in your life, you realize that point in your journey as a spiritual lesson, that believing is immense. And you got to, for example, I'm hearing one of you say, you got to believe in goodness, right? And that is your team saying right now, that is it. You got to believe. That is a spiritual lesson that you have learned. And the realizing the importance about believing. And it's not very much hocus pocus, because when you realize the power of belief, you realize there's so much more going on with this energy, with this work, and it's really not much tangible, they are all saying right now. And that's why it requires a lot of faith to believe in things, to believe in goodness, to believe in you. So let me take a look right now with them. So me and my team, working with your team, will now take a look at grid systems pertaining to believing in yourself, believing as you, not just the physical you, but your soul as well. Because you initially, you are a soul moving through the physical incarnation here. And it's not separate. And looking through at the grid systems, what's going on, what to work on, if there is any healing to do, if there is anything else to grow, and yeah, a lot of things. So I'll just give them a moment to look through this. And one layer of information I'm going to work on is attitudes. So attitude is very connected with us gaining an access point of faith. It's not really, it's a little bit hard to touch upon. But usually it comes together with, we just doing it. We just having that attitude of coming into faith to believe in things. And I'm just seeing them showing me the right point of access, just some things to do. So I'll just get into it. It will make much more sense to each of you. So me and my team working with your team will locate right now any unhealthy mechanisms that you have been using to believe as well. Believe in things, believe in goodness as well. And one layer of this information is actually coming from your soul. So you are able to access that true flow of light, of energy, of belief with you and with spirit, with source. And as they're doing this, so they're locating it and they're doing a shift to the right anchor points that is the best for you to access. And me and my team, working with your team, will ask the help of your team and spirit to model the energy of belief, of hope, of faith, of magic, of spirituality too. Spirituality and belief, they say, is spiritual. And when you are able to see both of them are connected, you are able to see the magic behind this. And the point of how you're able to determine what is, like some of you are asking, why am I feeling like belief and spirituality, like some is lacking, some have a gap going on. And this magic that I'm talking about, you can right now determine if it's more gap about this in spirituality or in belief. And you will notice, so being honest with yourself in noticing how you feel about these two areas, what it means for you. So as they model these energies to you, and I will allow each and every one of you to just sit with the energies, so you are able to feel the true energy of belief, hope, faith, spirituality. And these are modeled to you more at the soul, but on the physical level, if you're very sensitive to energies, you will be able to pick these up. Let me just... And I'll just let them do this grid system work with each of you. And as they're doing this, take the time to just practice tuning in, feeling the energies if you're able to. So I am working with your team also to let energies that isn't for the best for you to go, so you are able to focus on this session and really work in a focused manner. Because oftentimes a lot of people whom I work with will pick up a lot of energy, and it's difficult to focus really on point with what your team of light, for example, or what you really want to focus on picking up, or receive energy, receive guidance, receive messages. So it's really like a lump of energy, and if you're not very much working or really good in working with energy in a way, you will pick up so much energy on yourself. So they are also helping to ensure that you are able to focus on. And while you're still doing this, you can still work on focusing the energies, on picking up the energies, and they're just wanting to tell you that that these energies that you're picking up and sensing is really message, the energy frequency that they have been wanting to tell you. And I'm seeing, Anusha, you are picking up on some certain energies. They just want to tell you about that. So for this layer about attitude, as they locate the best grids, points to anchor, you are able then to be able to work much better with the energies more directly. More than often when you may have an attachment or ego then resulted in attachment, there is like a point that you tend to reference on. And when that happens, it gets into a weird, a different energy that you somehow connect with. And it's just not really the right place of connection. So as they model these energies to you, it's they're also working on releasing old models, old beliefs, that belief in yourself. And me and my team working with your team, we now work on releasing any old attitudes that you may have picked up through your journey in life, and bring in, because I'm seeing a lot of realigning right now going on, and they're just saying needing a lot of boosting to help you align to the new frequency of energies that they really want to help you. So they are bringing on a new grid system to help you access more to your natural true flow of light that you already have. So they're just going to do this work right now. And this grid system will help each of you until your team feels that you don't really require its help. So it will just be released. But at this moment, I'm just seeing with them and my team, it's just that you need that additional help. And as you go through this process, they will model the energies to you, including solutions of stepping into the energy of believing in yourself and of belief. And as you can feel, believing really requires a lot of faith. And a message, they're still doing the work, so it will take some time for this work. And the message from them about believing in yourself is because believing in yourself, joys, happiness, and what you really love to do. What you love to do brings you happiness, right? Because of that stemming of love. But it brings you happiness, it brings you things you're happy about, it brings you wonder, excitement. It really brings that out in you, what you love. And in that connection, when you believe, it also brings that out of you, because belief stems from love as well. And when you believe in yourself, maybe some of you are getting the connection right now. So when you believe in yourself, naturally there is the connection of love, there's the connection of joy, there's the connection of happiness. And don't feel like they're saying that they know that at some point of time, believing in yourself is very difficult. It's really a challenge to to trust yourself, to take actions, to make choices that another person, an adult in your life in the past, would say no, would undermine it, would question you. And of course, it's not that they are. Sometimes they go through their journey, other people go through their journey, their growth, to learn a big lesson. Some, they learn different varied lessons, and some of them have the lesson that they learned about joy and happiness already. So they are more easily able to talk to you about that. But some of the souls here, people who incarnate here, they go through a lot, and they may have not been able to engage with lessons of joy, happiness, and of love. And believing is tough. Believing for them really is tough. And you can see that connection right now. They are doing the work with me, with my team, with Spirit, and with you as well. In seeing that believing takes that love too. So it's really not very separate from spirituality and from love when you need to believe in yourself. Because in order to encourage yourself, to support yourself, you got to believe in yourself, right? And needless to say that hurt, when you go through hurt in the past, I would say it's very difficult for everyone. Nearly almost a lot of souls have went through this, and you come across a point you got to question yourself, about believing in yourself, your skills, your talents, what you want to share with another person, if it's of worth, if it's of value. And deep down, these feelings matters. And they just want to share this message to all of you. I'm just seeing them right now. Let me just... So, yeah, they're just saying that some of you really needed that physical message to make that connection of love, belief, spirituality, and happiness. And then realizing that connection with encouragement and supporting yourself. All have that stemming of love, they're saying, unconditional love and love. But the word believe, though, because it's so close with faith, faith has that stem of the love, this energy of love already. But sometimes when we talk about faith right now, and you notice the gap, for example, with love. So if you can pick up on a lot of love you already feel about faith, it's really different. If you feel about magic, belief, then it's also really different. And they're saying that faith, belief, and love all stems from the energy and power of love, of unconditional love too. And they're just saying that most likely there is a hurt in that area. Doesn't mean that in other areas of loving yourself, for example, you have not moved through a lesson with them. Or even I'm seeing they are just showing me about past lives. They just want to say that what has happened in the past life, some of them have an impact in this lifetime, but it has passed. The past life that you have went through have gone, have been, have happened. And in this lifetime, you're going through your lifetime, you're learning lessons, but you're not learning lessons about only what had happened in the past. So you are growing as well. You are growing, you are learning, not just only on the healing side, but you're also learning, you're also growing as a soul. And there's always that. And they're just sharing, don't hold on to that hurt as well on past lives. Because more than often, when you want to heal your past. There's so much hurt that goes on, and for myself, I have gone through a lot of hurt in past life as well, but it had passed, and spiritual lessons have learned, soul lessons, spiritual lessons, and you as a soul grow. So that is one layer as well that me and my team with your team will work on, is about releasing, holding on the hurts of past lives in this lifetime, and helping you seeing that in this lifetime there is growth, there's learning as well, there's more learning. And when you realize about this, there's not so much hurt and burden you got to carry, because it's true that you have learned a lot and those have passed. And for a lot of you that are here, the lives that I'm just seeing with your team has that learning, has that growth as well. The healing is not just that only thing happening in this lifetime, so don't worry about it. And you'll feel much more relaxed in that regard. So me, my team working with your team and spirit will help with this process. And help a lot with releasing these energies, and help in recentering you back in this lifetime, so you're able to work with focusing more on this lifetime for yourself. Because I'm seeing with this energy, it had some sabotaging effect on believing in yourself for whatever that spirit and your team is guiding you to do, to accomplish in this lifetime. So like for Anusha and Gisela as well, I'll check on later if who wants to join in, but yeah, for both of you, there are growth, there are learning, and a lot of exciting, joyful learning. It's not hurt. It's not just hurt, because if there is so much hurt, it's really hard to see that magic. It's really hard. It's really hard to see magic about faith as well, true magic. I don't talk about magic as in witchcraft. I talk about magic when it's really heart-centered magic, and you know it's true, and that's where it gets so much confusion about. So I'm just seeing a lot going for both of your life and the path forwards, and the healing. There is the healing, and I would just say it takes a while for you to heal, but not the entire lifetime. So don't put yourself, don't worry about this. Because in every soul's, someone is asking that, and in every soul's path, journey, and lifetime, there's always growth, learning, there's always happiness. And if you feel right now, if happiness and joy is very hard to access, it's really not true. And I will just do this work with your team to help shift you first. Maybe it's why it's a little tough for you to pick up on this truth. me and my team working with your team in spirit will activate a 3-day work with people who have joined in this session and after the live session as well. So you're able to work with these energies. And for people that your team feels like you require extra help, they will help you through this 3 days process, especially in releasing about past life, pertaining about hurt, and they just wanting to share. Don't hold on to hurt. It's a non-true, it's really not true about you as well, holding on to hurt, because when you do that as well with the healing part, it gets difficult to heal. And if there's any hurt that you feel, including past lives, that's why it gets a little tricky navigating past life healing, past life work. It's when you come upon that hurt, and it's very hard to let it go. That's why, and also about believing yourself as well, in the investment in it, investing in believing. And I'm just seeing all of you will need this some way or other. And me, my team, working with your team and spirit, will help to activate strong integral help and assistance, including alignment, to help you stand in the power of in this lifetime and now, in shifting you so you're able to see the truth about belief too. I'm just seeing some of you still coming out of the past life and also hurt, so you are more able to move forwards and going through cycles of the energies, moving forwards. And that's why some people, if you feel like you're in a stagnant area and that forward energy, that is that gap, and it's very different. And you would want to, as best, move, going with your team in moving forwards. So when some people, they get too caught up with past lives, so you work on the essential best lessons, the key points, key lessons of your past life, because your lifetime is now, and you won't find yourself get caught up in the past, because otherwise every moment of the now, the present moment of your now, you aren't very focused in that now, in this now. So you want to really just work on the key lessons in your now moment to make use of the full moment of your now as well, the present moment even as well. And if you need practice, you just work with your team. What's that key access the key points of your past life, and just work with those in this lifetime, and don't get overwhelmed. And I'm just seeing most of you getting more clarity about this. So your team and my team is also working on the energies in the higher realms as we go through this healing session with your soul, with you too. And that's why some of you may be able to feel a lot of energy moving. So I'm still letting them do the work. It's a very big work that they're doing in helping each and every one of you do. And a message to someone or a few people, if it resonates for you about this past life, is be alright if in the past that things were tough. And being alright, I'm just seeing a lot of hurt for a few of you pertaining in past lives. And that's why when the few of you, when you were, not all of you were able to know about your past life in detail, but some of you were able to have a read about past life details and etc. And the energies, the feelings, the emotions you pick up, I would say, and your team would say, it was very overwhelming, and it can get a lot that most of you are very caught up, overwhelmed with the hurt and the energies. And to have some peace about that. And me, my team, working with your team, with these souls, helping in this work about immense hurt and I know that quite a few of people whom I worked with before, friends, went through immense hurt in their past lives, and it's a tough process. So yeah, that is the message they my team and your team is wanting you to know. And always your team is saying of the spiritual connection of incarnation is not just on learning physical lessons alone, but also soul lessons, what your soul has to learn, not just on the physical. So when that happens, you realize that these past lives you've been trying to also move on from the question of why these past lives, and you feel so tough to heal from these, the hurts, the happenings, the incarnation you chose, and etc. And they're just saying is there's spiritual involved always, including in the physical incarnation, and don't feel that you also sabotage yourself when you come on the physical incarnation. And it's always that spiritual has that in it. So don't feel that way. That's really not true at all. Because when that happens, you find the healing can't move through. And healing is always from divine spirit, because the divine truth is with spirit, is with your team of light. And I'm just saying why we're touching on this for this topic about leap into believing in yourself is because a lot of you have this part sabotaging into coming into believing yourself, and why your team is guiding me into doing this work. So with these souls that are involved, that you are involved about the work, with past life work, just helping you to cleanse, clear, releasing energies that really don't serve, even the past of who you are, and you were trying to just find your way piecing together who you were before. And I'm just seeing energies like a personality, you, and etc. And just really helping you releasing them. Because someone is saying, and you will know that I'm talking about you, and I'm saying yes, your team and spirit said you are not just your physical, just you, whoever, whichever name, physical name that you are bearing, you are your soul, your soul journeying into creation and eternity as well with spirit, with your team of light, and that is not just you. And yeah, I'm talking to you. And me and my team, working with your teams and spirit, will work on locating any energies about struggling still with blockages on believing in yourself, and working to release them, so you don't have to keep struggling with the energies, with these energies that are not true about you. And someone is saying about healing with struggle, and your team is saying that healing, you don't really have to struggle with healing. It's really, it really comes down to the truth. So you're able to release from the non-truth that is putting you in a struggle. That's why you're finding so tough about healing, and so tough about really wanting to grow, wanting to learn as well. And one layer of information that I'm picking up with my team is about feeling that some things have to be this way or that way about believing in yourself, but more in particular with the energy of believing. And then you have the problem believing in what your team is guiding you to, and spirit. And then it comes that struggle and confliction. So um, so your team is saying then that is one reason why there's so much struggle that you're trying to move through. So me, my team, with your team and spirit will work through this to help to locate this and release the referencing points that you anchored so much on having it to be this way. That things have to be this way, things have to be that way. Someone is asking, what is having it to be this way? It's like healing has to be this way, for example. And when that happens, it, it is great to have a process. Of course, they are saying, your team is saying, but sometimes you realize a point where it gets so stagnant is the point of growth, and the point that needs to really, some things needs to let go, something needs to expand, some things you need to take in so you can grow. And when you feel so dead on that things had to be this way, but of course with truth that they are showing you, but it can get to a point that it gets so tense and so rigid that your team finds that it's tough for you to take things in. So when they gave an example to me about things had to be this way, they're showing me this very tense energy, and you feel also that it's very difficult for you to take things in. And of course then about the believing and of faith as well. Faith requires tremendous, not just believing, but you really have to also have that courage to have faith, right? And all of you, when you have faith in spirit that it's present, that goodness is there in the world, there is courage already. They're just saying. So I'm seeing with your team is letting go of that rigidness, the tenseness. Just let it go. And how to do it. Let it go is letting it go, but the next step is what is it to let go, how to do it with your team. The first work is really locating what is it that is holding you back about this. And that will most likely be it, or I have a connection with it or a relation with it. And for you to take a look at this, if it resonates with you and you feel an urge to do this work, then I would say to go for it, to do it. Because there is some big blockage around that area that your team is really wanting you to really, really work on, and they have been guiding you to do this for a while already. And yeah. So for the 3 days work, it will include that for people who are guided to do this work. Go for it for the 3 days. Just get a piece of paper and go through it with your team. And yeah. So I'll take a look with my team to see what else. And me and my team with your team is just saying believing in yourself is just being kind to yourself, in being aware that you yourself, this loving and including yourself, have all these loves, joy and happiness that you want to access, and it's already there, and you want to access it. The next point after believing in yourself is just giving yourself that push to go for it, to do it. To just do it. And you will see a lot of wonders going on in your world. It doesn't matter if someone's team is just wanting me to say this. It doesn't matter, because you are asking this through me and through your team. Doesn't matter if nobody believes in you. Deep down, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, and you know that. But you will talk about this to your team about this. The thing is that your team is just wanting me to talk about Jesus. Is that Jesus, when he does all his spiritual work is not about proving to others or wanting other people to believe in him. It's not about believing in him, because he deep down, he knows that hearts to heart connect. And it's not about his work. It's all about what he was trying to convey and doing. And he knows that your heart, so I'm talking to each and every one of you, your heart can feel it, can sense it when it is an act of love, when it's really magic, heart-centered magic. And he's really a lot of magic, very wonder worker. He is, and he beams and he shines so much unconditional love, and he wasn't doing in order for people to believe in him, but he was just really doing it and not really expecting about returns of this and expecting people to believe. And your team is just saying, and all of your teams just saying, to just believe in yourself and to just do what you know, that your team is guiding, your spirit is guiding about your loves, your passions, your callings, and everything, and just going for it. And that is the message that they want me to share with all of you. So me, my team, working with your team in spirit, will now wrap each and every one of you with sheets of divine light, activating with energies of pureness, of love, of unconditional love, of believing in yourself, and the work in believing. Because you will realize when you do a lot of this work, nurturing, encouraging, supporting yourself comes more easily. And there is so much truth in encouraging yourself, when sometimes when you realize when there's no one around you encouraging you, supporting you, and people may have abandoned you, people may not be present for you, it's down to you. But that encouraging and supporting you is really key. And how you're going to be there for yourself in the best way possible is being kind to yourself, being loving to yourself, and being true to yourself. And wrapping you in sheets of light and love. And me, my team, will do a cleanse, healing, alignment, balancing, and grounding work before I release each and every one of you from the session. So the grounding will help to ground you back to the physical out of this session as well. So in every session, I will help to center each and every one of you in the session while still in the physical. So I'm bringing out all of you out from this session with your team. And I'm just seeing each and every one of your energy fields more clearer, especially about the past life work. The load has been really off. And the 3 days work, if you can take the time to observe yourself about energies, you realize this past life has been more or less unloaded. And that is very important. Yeah, so the session is completed. Yeah, so the session is completed, and I'm just seeing more clearer energies from each and every one of you, and from both of you as well. Um, I know past life healing is a tough subject, and for myself, I've gone through, a past life that is very hurtful, um, and I was killed, and a number of things. I wouldn't just go into detail, but I would say with my team and with teams that just now that were present, don't go too much into feeling your emotions and energies. Don't go too much in it. You can tune in with emotions and energies, but don't go too much into it. That's the point where you would feel very overwhelmed, and you really will find it very difficult in your everyday, day-to-day life in this lifetime. So just take a look at key points of work with your team, and and ask them to guide you if there is any lesson in a particular lifetime that they still want to talk with you about, and that is fine as well. Because I'm sure that it's just some of you have done this past life healing thing in past lives, and your team is just saying you're doing this again in this lifetime, and they're saying it's not needed because you've done it in past lives already. Just focus, just work with your team, because they know that whatever thing, if you need to do any past life healing or work that you have done it in before in the past life, then you don't really have to do it in this lifetime. Maybe just a few things that they want to talk to you about, but it's not to the extent that you keep revisiting a past life. So that's just what they want to share. Just some of you. It's not very often that I encounter people who have done past life work in past lives before, and they just want to share this message to you. And oddly, you will know about this. So that's all for this session, and I hope just take a look at the message. So if anyone wants to join in this session, please let me know so I can add you in, even though the live session has ended. And oh, hello, Mark. So if you want to join in for the session, do let me know so I can add you in for the session. Otherwise, I will not be working with the team for the session yet. And if any one of you have a request of a work to do for this session, for next session, please let me know. Topic to talk about, a work, and I'll take a look at it with spirit to see what it is the best for us as a group to work with together. So thank you all for joining in. Thank you, Anusha. Thank you, Gisela, as well. And I hope you all have a great night ahead to both of you, and for any one of you joining in later as well. So thank you all.